Howdy y'all. Are you looking to become a pilot but you're not exactly which pilot certificate you should be getting, whether it's like private, commercial, there's so many of them that you don't know exactly which one. Well, in this video series, I'm going to explain to you each of the different pilot certificates, whether you're looking to just fly for fun or you're looking to become a professional pilot. And so in this first video, I'm going to be talking about the student pilot certificate, but make sure to like and subscribe so you get notifications when I come out with more videos explaining the different types of pilot certificates. All right, so I'm going to jump right into it. So the first pilot certificate is a student pilot certificate. So this is the pilot certificate that you're going to need for your flight training. Now you don't have to show up to the flight school with a student pilot certificate already. Typically the process goes that you Google, you find a flight school near you, and I'll make videos in the future about how to find a flight school. But you find your flight school, you find a flight instructor at that school that you want to work with. And then once you get established with that flight instructor, they're going to help you get online and fill out the application to get your student pilot certificate. Now, what can you do with the student pilot certificate? Well, basically you can learn how to fly. Whenever you're flying by yourself, you have to have your student pilot certificate with you. In addition to your logbook with your flight instructor endorsements, you'll have to have a medical certificate. But with the student pilot certificate, you'll be pilot when you're flying by yourself. You'll be the pilot in command. And so and you might be wondering, well, do I have to have my student pilot certificate exactly when I start my flight training? Well, no, you can actually start your flight training before you get your student pilot certificate, but you will not be allowed to fly by yourself until you have that student pilot certificate. All right, other things that you're not allowed to do is you're not allowed to carry passengers. So you're flying as a student pilot and you get to go fly by yourself and you think, oh, well, let me go pick up my friend. Well, no, you are not allowed to do that. So basically you're just being allowed to train. So you cannot carry passengers. The only exception would be is if your flight instructor is with you in the airplane, then your flight instructor is acting as the pilot, and so they are allowed to have passengers. But you as a student pilot by yourself are not allowed to carry passengers, and your flight instructor doesn't count as a passenger. All right, so next we have you cannot fly for money. So okay, you're flying by yourself and a buddy asks, hey, can you carry these golf clubs to my house, and I'll give you $50, fly my golf clubs to my house. Well, no, you can't do that. As a student pilot, you're only allowed to train. So that's it. You can train as a pilot with your student pilot certificate. All right, now to qualify to get your student pilot certificate, it just depends on what type of aircraft you're learning to fly. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're probably wanting to learn to fly airplanes. And so if that's the case, well, you have to be at least 16 years old to get your student pilot certificate and to be able to fly by yourself. If you're looking to fly gliders or balloons, then you only have to be 14 years old. And so, there's tons of videos out there about learning how to fly gliders, fly hot air balloons. This channel is going to be mainly focused on learning to fly airplanes, but I will bring up those types of aircraft from time to time in my videos. So yeah, 16 years old, you have to be able to read, speak, write, understand the English language. So if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you can at least understand it, when you hear me talking, but especially if you're like a foreign student that's going to come to the US to learn to fly, it's very important that you know how to read, speak, write, and understand the English language. All right, and once you have your student pilot certificate, it's just have fun, learning. The next pilot certificate that you're going to be working towards is your private pilot certificate, which I'm going to describe in part 2 of this video series. So keep watching and you take care.